I just don't understand how I scored 830 in my UCAT quantitative reasoning subtest. So why don't we start off with the basics. The UCAT QR subtest consists of 36 questions in just 25 minutes. That's around 40 seconds per question. As you can probably guess, timing is a major issue. Because of that, my main advice for UCAT QR is be absolutely ruthless with your time. If you look at a question and you think it's going to take you anywhere more than 40 seconds, instantly guess it, flag it, and come back to it only if you have time at the end. Your main aim should have been to have answered every single question, even if a bunch of your answers are guesses. Because they're multiple choice, a bunch of your guesses statistically should be correct. So because of this, do not skip any question, at least leave a guess. Another thing just to be aware of is each question is worth 1 mark, whether it's difficult or very easy. And questions can either come as single questions or come in sets. So again, just to reiterate, do not completely skip any question, but if a question looks really difficult, just guess it and come back to it only if you have time, because every question is worth 1 mark. There's no point missing out easy questions. Alright, now let me tell you guys about my top tips to score a really high score in UCAT quantitative reasoning. So the first tip is you want to get a delicate balance between using the UCAT calculator and using your mental math. So for things like simple addition, subtraction, maybe even multiplication and division, definitely use mental maths. The calculator isn't amazingly fast. However, for things like long division, difficult decimals, or percentage calculations, definitely use the UCAT calculator because it's going to be faster than your mental maths. Now, the next tip I have for you guys is to get fast with using the UCAT calculator. So first of all, up on the screen now, you'll see me doing the shortcut to pull up the calculator. This is far faster than clicking the calculator icon. The second thing you want to get used to is the fact that in the UCAT exam, you're going to be sitting it on an old-fashioned screen with a keyboard. And this keyboard on its right side is going to have a number pad, as you can see up on screen. Get one of these keyboards and practice on it. Remember, you're not sitting your UCAT on your MacBook or on your Dell computer. You're sitting it on an old-fashioned keyboard and monitor, so you want to get used to using the number pad and also get used to using the shortcuts which I have up on screen right now. This will make your calculations so much faster and save you precious seconds within the UCAT QR subtest. The next tip for the UCAT QR subtest is read the questions carefully and use your notepad to write down any important figures. So let's say, for example, you are finding a speed from a distance and a time. On your notepad, write down the distance, write down the time, make sure the units are consistent with the answer options, and then answer the question. Another thing that I would definitely make use of is the answer options. They can provide a really good guide of the ballpark you want to be working in, so even if your answer is not exact, you can get a rough answer and just answer the question and move on. As I said before, each question is worth 1 mark. Don't spend more than about 40 seconds per question. Now, another great tip I have for UCAT quantitative reasoning is knowing your basics and maybe even jotting these down at the start of the subtest. So this is things like fraction to decimal conversions, percentage conversions, and knowing your basic equations, for example, for speed is equal to distance over time, and also finding percentage change, etc., etc. Just knowing your basics and making sure that you're not struggling to remember an equation during the subtest. Now, the last thing I think you guys should really be aware of is units, because the UCAT maths itself isn't particularly difficult, but they can sometimes try and stump you up with units. And what I mean by this is information in the question might be in meters, but the answer options might be in kilometers. So just be aware of this and make sure that they don't trick you up. So yeah, there you have it. Those are my top tips for scoring an extremely high score in the UCAT QR subtest. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you guys are applying to medicine this year or applying to Oxbridge, subscribe to my channel because I've got tons more interesting videos coming out. Thank you for watching.